I got a message to the millions of illegal aliens that Joe Biden's releasing our country in violation of federal law. You better start packing now.
Immigration and border security have long been hot-button issues, and with the appointment of a new Border Czar, the stakes have never been higher. Known for his tough talk and even tougher policies, Tom Homan is now at the forefront of tackling one of the most pressing issues in America today. Love him or hate him, his bold plans and unapologetic stance are already shaking things up, sparking fierce debate across the nation. So, what does Homan's appointment mean for the future of U.S. immigration policies? And how will his controversial ideas reshape the nation's border security? Stick around, because we're breaking it all down for you, and trust me, you won't want to miss a second of this. Border security and immigration reform are among the most pressing issues shaping the future of any nation, particularly the United States. A country's border security is essential to retaining its sovereignty, guaranteeing public safety, and sustaining economic stability. It is not merely a geographical issue. The integrity of a country's laws and systems may be compromised in the absence of distinct enforced borders, which can result in a number of issues that affect the entire population. Illegal immigration poses a complex set of problems that cannot be ignored. Unregulated migration generates vulnerabilities that affect both citizens and legal immigrants. From the burden it places on public resources to the possible effects it may have on wages and employment availability for American workers. Beyond economic issues, the absence of border security exposes the country to criminal elements such as human smugglers, drug traffickers, and other negative actors that take advantage of these vulnerabilities for financial gain. Addressing these threats requires a cohesive and uncompromising approach to border enforcement, which is why Trump's choice of Tom Homan as the new Border Czar may be the best thing that has happened to America for a very long time. So, who is Tom Homan? If you do not know Tom Homan at this point, then you must be living under a rock, because he has been one of the most talked about individuals in recent weeks due to his firm and unapologetic stance on immigration. Illegals are probably scared at this point. With videos of his zero-tolerance policy circulating, anyone breaking immigration laws should be packing and heading home. Homan is not just another bureaucrat with a title. He's a no-nonsense enforcer with decades of experience to back his words. Homan began his career as a police officer in New York, gaining first-hand experience in dealing with the challenges of maintaining order and ensuring public safety. His ability to tackle tough situations with composure and decisiveness set him apart early on. It wasn't long before he joined the U.S. Border Patrol, where his work brought him directly into the front lines of immigration enforcement. This role not only solidified his expertise, but also gave him a deep understanding of the complex dynamics at the border. Homan rose through the ranks of Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or IC, thanks to his abilities and leadership, eventually rising to the post of acting director during the Trump administration. He managed some of the most ambitious enforcement efforts in recent memory in this capacity. He was renowned for his relentless pursuit of criminal activity linked to border infractions and the prevention of illegal immigration. During this time, he gained admiration from people for his unrepentant and successful leadership. Remarkably, Homan's contributions didn't go unnoticed even during the Obama administration. He was awarded the Presidential Rank Award, the highest recognition for civil service, for his exceptional work at ICE. This honor speaks volumes about his professionalism and ability to perform under any administration, regardless of political leanings. And with Donald Trump coming in for a second term, Homan was the natural choice for U.S. border security. When President-elect Donald Trump announced Tom Homan as his pick for Border Czar, it sent a clear message to America and the world. The days of weak border enforcement and indecisive immigration policies are over. Trump's decision wasn't just another political appointment. It was a deliberate move to put a seasoned law enforcement professional in charge of one of the country's most pressing challenges. For supporters of strong borders and immigration reform, Homan's appointment felt like the cavalry arriving. Homan is a man with real-world experience on the front lines, not a politician or someone with abstract notions of border management. He is especially suited to handle the position because of his decades of experience in immigration enforcement, which includes work as a Border Patrol agent and as the acting director of ICE. Trump stated unequivocally that he made his pick because he needed someone who had the experience and guts to make difficult choices. The expectations placed on Homan are very high. Trump's administration has made securing the border a cornerstone of its agenda, and Homan is tasked with leading that charge within the first 100 days. His role as Border Czar is to oversee and coordinate efforts across agencies, ensuring that immigration laws are enforced to their fullest extent. This means reversing policies from the current administration that have softened enforcement and creating a system that prioritizes national security and law and order. Homan's capacity to assume this crucial job is given credibility by his track record of successfully overseeing mass deportations and battling illegal immigration. In many ways, Homan's appointment represents a turning point. With him at the helm, Trump's administration is doubling down on its promise to secure the border and restore faith in America's immigration system. Criticism of current policies. Tom Homan has been an outspoken critic of the Biden administration's border policies, consistently calling them ineffective and dangerous. In his speech at the 2024 Republican National Convention, Homan didn't mince words, labeling the current approach as a national suicide. He highlighted the surge in illegal crossings, record numbers of apprehensions, and the strain placed on border communities and law enforcement as evidence of what he described as a historic failure of leadership. Homan has also specifically targeted the Biden administration's rollback of Trump-era policies. The decision to end the Remain in Mexico program, which required asylum seekers to wait in Mexico while their cases were processed, is one example he frequently cites. Homan argues that this policy acted as a powerful deterrent, reducing fraudulent asylum claims and discouraging illegal crossings. By eliminating it, he says, the administration has essentially invited a crisis, overwhelming immigration courts, and creating incentives for cartels and smugglers to exploit vulnerable migrants. Progressive immigration reforms, in Homan's view, have only made matters worse. Policies that restrict immigration and customs enforcement, from targeting non-criminal illegal immigrants, for instance, have led to what he calls a de facto amnesty. He has also criticized sanctuary city policies, which he claims shield dangerous criminals and put communities at risk. For Homan, the refusal to enforce immigration laws uniformly sends a message that laws are optional, which undermines national sovereignty and public safety. Homan's stance on the ongoing immigration crisis is clear. It is a preventable disaster created by weak policies and political posturing. He has described the record-breaking numbers of illegal entries as a humanitarian and national security emergency, exacerbated by a refusal to take enforcement seriously. Homan has always underscored the human cost of these policies, from increased trafficking to the exploitation of migrants by cartels. He insists that strong enforcement and clear consequences are the only way to end the cycle of crisis. The failures of progressive reforms aren't just policy missteps, they are threats to the safety and stability of the entire nation. Tom Homan is no stranger to controversy, and he doesn't shy away from defending his policies and statements, no matter how polarizing they may be. One of the most debated aspects of his career is his role in the Trump administration's zero-tolerance policy, which led to the separation of thousands of families at the border. Critics accused him of being inhumane, but Homan has always stood his ground, arguing that the policy was meant to enforce the law and deter illegal crossings. In an interview on 60 Minutes, Homan made it clear that family separations were not the goal, but a consequence of parents choosing to break the law. He emphasized that deportations could and should be conducted as family units, stating, "Of course, families can be deported together." Homan's forthright style has often put him in the spotlight during court hearings and media interviews. In one memorable court appearance, he was challenged on the ethics of separating families. Homan didn't flinch, drawing a comparison to a drunk driving case. He explained, "When a parent is arrested for driving drunk with a child in the car, the child is separated while the parent faces the consequences. Why should illegal immigration be any different? Breaking the law has consequences." His blunt logic left critics scrambling for a response. Publicly, Homan has consistently emphasized the need for tough consequences to deter illegal immigration. He's been quoted saying, "If you don't want to be separated from your children, don't try to enter this country illegally." While his statements have sparked outrage from progressive groups, many supporters view them as a necessary dose of truth in the face of border chaos. Homan has faced relentless attempts to discredit him, especially in high-profile interviews. Yet, he has an uncanny ability to turn these moments into opportunities to reinforce his position. In one instance, a journalist suggested his policies were heartless. Homan shot back saying, "What's heartless is encouraging migrants to risk their lives crossing deserts or paying cartels to smuggle them in dangerous conditions." Even under pressure, Homan refuses to back down. He remains unapologetic, confident in his belief that enforcing immigration laws is not just his job, but a moral responsibility. His resilience, even in the face of intense criticism, has solidified his reputation as one of the most unyielding figures in the debate over border security. Now, I don't know about you, but I am already feeling safe with this guy taking over the borders. But what do you think? Do you think his leadership is what the country needs right now? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth videos on the topics that matter. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Stay informed and stay engaged.